Thousands of prehistoric piranhas have escaped from a hidden underwater chasm, turning a wild spring break party into a bloody nightmare. As the water runs red, a desperate fight for survival begins, but no one is safe from the razor-toothed swarm. Today, I'll be recapping the 2010 horror thriller film Piranha 3D, so keep your eyes wide open and stay safe. Drop a comment with your next movie request, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more recaps. The movie kicks off with fisherman Matthew Boyd doing his thing in the peaceful waters of Lake Victoria, Arizona. As he's out there, he starts whistling the tune to Show Me the Way to Go Home, which is a clever shout-out to the classic Jaws film. But things take a sudden, horrifying turn when a massive earthquake shakes the lake, splitting open the ground and creating a gigantic underwater trench. From the newly opened chasm, thousands of bloodthirsty piranhas pour out, like something out of a nightmare. Before he can react, the whirlpool created by the quake pulls Matt's boat under. In a blink, he's tossed overboard and dragged into the water. The piranhas swarm, tearing him apart with terrifying force. In seconds, he's lost to the chaos, leaving only his mangled body behind as a grim reminder of the danger lurking below. Meanwhile, spring break hits Lake Victoria like a tidal wave, bringing thousands of college students flooding into town. Sheriff Julie Forrester, trying to keep the peace, is already overwhelmed. With drunken college students causing trouble, recent earthquake reports still fresh, and her regular duties, she's stretched thin. Her 17-year-old son, Jake, watches as she arrests a particularly rowdy frat boy, but his attention is pulled away from the chaos as he picks up his younger sister Laura from music class. On his way, Jake spots Kelly, a local girl he's been crushing on for a while. She invites him to a backstage party at a concert, tickets courtesy of the local troublemaker Todd. But when Todd and his friends see Kelly talking to Jake, they get jealous and throw a slushie at Jake's shirt, ruining it, and give him the finger. Feeling awkward and frustrated, Kelly decides to leave with Todd, leaving Jake behind. Jake brushes it off and heads to pick up his sister Laura, but as they talk, they run into Danny, a local model who's in town to shoot a video for the infamous porn director Derek Jones. Danny ropes Jake into being Derek's location scout, thanks to his knowledge of the area. Derek offers Jake a day's pay for his help, and looking for a way to make some extra cash, Jake reluctantly accepts. That night, Sheriff Julie Forrester and Deputy Fallon are called to investigate the strange disappearance of Matthew Boyd. They head out to his fishing spot, where they find his empty boat bobbing in the water. As they search further, they discover his mangled, lifeless body, torn apart by something terrifying. The gruesome sight shakes them both, and Julie starts considering whether they should shut down the lake, worried about what might be lurking beneath the surface. At home, Jake stumbles across a porn site while trying to learn more about Derek Jones, the director he's now reluctantly working for. His search is interrupted when his mom, Julie, storms in. With a strict tone, she orders him to stay home the next day to babysit his younger siblings, Zane and Laura. Jake, frustrated but obedient, agrees to stay home and watch the kids, knowing he has little choice in the matter. The next day, Julie and Deputy Fallon are forced to balance keeping an eye on the spring breakers with accompanying a team of seismologists to investigate the newly opened chasm in the lake. Team leader Novak, along with divers Sam and Paula, take Julie's patrol boat out to the ominous crack in the water. Sam and Paula dive in, their bodies disappearing into the dark, murky depths. Paula stays at the chasm opening to maintain radio contact, while Sam swims deeper, discovering something horrifying. Tens of thousands of unhatched piranha eggs, just waiting to hatch. Suddenly, Sam is attacked. He's bitten, and the blood quickly spreads through the water. Within seconds, the piranhas swarm in from the darkness, devouring Sam in a terrifying frenzy. Novak, desperate to save his team, jumps into the water after him, but he's too late to stop the horror. As he tries to save Paula, she's swiftly eaten as well. In a panic, Novak drags Paula's lifeless body back to the boat, where he and Julie make a chilling discovery. A piranha has attached itself to Paula's corpse and is flopping around on the deck. The two trap it and rush to the local pet shop to show it to Mr. Goodman, a quirky but knowledgeable shop owner. Goodman's face pales as he examines the fish, realizing that the piranha is not just any predator. It's a violent, cannibalistic species thought to have gone extinct 2 million years ago. With the danger now clear, Julie makes the call to evacuate Lake Victoria, but with the piranhas on the loose, they may already be too late. Meanwhile, Jake decides to skip out on his babysitting duties, offering Laura and Zane $60 in exchange for them keeping quiet and staying inside. He heads straight for Derek's boat, eager to join the party and leave the stress behind. As he steps onto the deck, he can't help but watch as Danny and Crystal, two models, dance provocatively, clearly enjoying the attention. Just as Jake is about to board, he runs into Kelly, who confesses that Todd lied about the backstage passes. She also notices Jake isn't doing his babysitting job and asks him why he isn't at home. Before Jake can answer, Derek, clearly drunk and flirting with Kelly, interrupts their conversation. He invites Kelly to join the party, and to Jake's frustration, Kelly agrees. On board the boat, Jake meets Derek's cameraman Drew, who's more than ready to get to work. As the boat cruises through the lake, they head to a more remote spot. Derek and Drew begin filming Danny and Crystal swimming nude beneath the glass-bottomed boat, capturing the action as they frolic in the water. The situation is getting more out of control, and Jake can't shake the feeling that something dangerous is lurking just beneath the surface. At home, Laura and Zane, growing bored and restless, break Jake's promise and sneak out to the lake in a canoe, hoping for some fun. But things quickly take a turn for the worse. They accidentally lose their canoe, leaving them stranded on a small island. Panicked and unsure of what to do, they manage to flag down Jake's boat, hoping to get rescued. When Derek sees the kids, he quickly realizes they're the sheriff's children, and panic sets in. Knowing he's in trouble for his wild party and illegal activities, Derek nervously allows them aboard. Laura and Zane are relieved as they step onto the boat, but their worries aren't over. As they peer through the boat's glass bottom, they see something horrifying. Dozens of piranhas swimming just beneath them, their sharp teeth gleaming in the water. The tension builds as they realize the lake isn't just dangerous from above, but from below as well. What started as a fun adventure has quickly turned into a nightmare. Back at the beach, Julie and Fallon order an evacuation, hoping to get everyone to safety, but the partygoers completely ignore them, too caught up in the chaos to listen. It doesn't take long for the piranhas to make their presence known. The water turns red as they begin to attack, tearing through the crowd in a feeding frenzy. The survivors scramble to higher ground, but it's too late for many. Todd, the cowardly troublemaker, tries to escape on a motorboat, but his panic leads him to run over several injured partygoers, still struggling in the water. His engine stalls, and the boat capsizes, sending him plunging into the chaos of piranhas below. Amid the screams, Party Animal, one of the more reckless partiers, is decapitated by a fast-moving boat, his body left floating lifeless in the water. Fallon, determined to fight back, grabs an outboard motor and wields it like a chainsaw, cutting through the piranhas as they swarm around him. But despite his efforts, he's overwhelmed. The piranhas tear into him, and in a horrific final moment, they eat his feet off, dragging him under. Novak, not wasting time, grabs a skidoo and a shotgun, trying to save as many people as possible. He speeds through the water, firing at the attacking piranhas, helping the survivors get to safety. With the chaos unfolding all around them, the group manages to escape the water, but they can't escape the terror lurking beneath the surface. Derek, now high on cocaine, is no longer thinking clearly. He demands they move to a new shooting location, completely ignoring the danger around them. With Drew driving, the boat becomes entangled in a thick mass of seaweed, and panic starts to set in. Furious, Derek grabs control of the boat, revving the engine and forcing the boat forward, desperate to break free. He accelerates with reckless abandon, but it's too late. The boat slams into underwater rocks, shattering the glass bottom. Kelly is trapped below deck, and as the boat begins to sink, water rushes in, flooding the cabin. The piranhas, sensing the vulnerability, start to pour in. Chaos erupts. Derek, Drew, and Crystal are all thrown overboard by the impact, and in an instant, they're swarmed by the bloodthirsty fish. Drew and Crystal are torn apart immediately, their screams drowned out by the sound of sharp teeth tearing through flesh. In the struggle, Derek manages to swim back to the boat, clinging to the side, his body nearly destroyed. Jake and Danny pull him aboard, horrified at what they see. Most of Derek's legs, and even his genitals, have been eaten away by the piranhas. His body is mutilated beyond recognition, and it's clear he's on the brink of death. Danny places a beach towel over his mangled corpse, trying to shield herself from the gruesome sight. Derek's life fades away, a stark reminder of the savage power of the piranhas. More and more piranhas swarm into the boat, their sharp teeth glinting in the dim light as they threaten Kelly, who's still trapped below deck. Jake, desperate to save her, tries to pull her through a skylight, but it's too small for her to fit. Time is running out. In a last-ditch attempt, Jake calls his mother, Julie, who answers with a sense of urgency. Julie is with Novak, and together, they steal a speedboat, racing toward Jake's location. Below deck, Kelly fights for her life, using a frying pan to bat away piranhas, trying to keep them at bay as the water rises around her. Julie and Novak arrive just in time, carefully reversing the speedboat toward Derek's sinking vessel. They throw a tow cable to Jake, who ties it off, securing the boat. Julie, suspended over the water, shimmying across the cable, makes her way over to Derek's boat. Danny, Laura, Zane, and Julie begin to cross back over to the speedboat, but the piranhas aren't done yet. They leap out of the water, snapping at them, trying to devour the group. A piranha snags Danny's long hair, pulling her into the water. She's quickly dragged under, and in moments, she's consumed by the vicious fish. Laura, Zane, and Julie make it safely to the speedboat, but their eyes remain locked on Jake, who is still on Derek's boat. Determined to save Kelly, he unties the tow cable, grabbing Derek's barely alive corpse and tossing it overboard. The piranhas are distracted long enough for him to swim under the boat with the tow cable, Jake opens the valves on the boat's propane tanks, lighting 2 flares in his hands, ready for the final move. He gives Novak the signal to go. As the speedboat roars to life, Jake and Kelly are yanked out of the water, just moments before the boat explodes in a massive fireball, obliterating the piranhas within a 100-foot radius. Jake and Kelly are towed back to the speedboat, hoisted onto the deck, mostly uninjured, but shaken by the hell they've just survived. The lake, once again, is calm, but they know that nothing will ever be the same. Happily, Julie, Novak, Jake, Kelly, Laura, and Zane all breathe a sigh of relief, their bodies tense with the shock of surviving the chaos. The lake is finally calm, the terror of the piranhas seemingly behind them. But just as they begin to relax, Julie's radio crackles, the voice of Goodman coming through, breaking the silence. "Julie, I've got some news for you," Goodman says. "Upon further inspection, the piranha specimen I've been keeping in my tank and all the others in the lake lack reproductive organs. They're all fundamentally babies." Julie exchanges a concerned look with Novak, unsure of what this could mean for the future of Lake Victoria. Novak, trying to lighten the mood, laughs and says, "Well, if these are babies, wonder what an adult piranha looks like." Before anyone can respond, the lake's calm surface suddenly ripples, and in a split second, a giant, shark-sized piranha launches itself out of the water. It crashes onto the deck, its massive teeth sinking into Novak, ripping him apart in one swift motion. The group watches in horror, too stunned to act, as Novak is torn from their sight by the monstrous fish. The piranha's enormous jaws snap shut, the last sound Novak hears, the haunting echo of his fate. So, which awesome movie should we recap next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below and let's make it happen. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss out on our movie recaps. We've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Produced by Warner Movie Recaps.